it was myself and our new CEO, the CFO, and the COO. We all sat down together, the four of us, and we worked through a core team, leadership core team, if you will, that was comprised of certainly branch operations, childcare, marketing, communication, just all of the aspects, programs, camp. And we set leaders for each of these areas. And then those leaders who know their staff the best and who know the branch, their particular branch operations the best, chose their internal leaders. So our team grew very organically, if you will, but very much, within the best of the best, if you will. So our core team ended up being quite large, but each was very focused and very experienced in their area of expertise. And we placed a very high value on their input, and everyone was part of the team, and it was, no one person was more important than the other.
Thank you. I think that really sets the table for the approach you took, which is different than some of the other projects we've seen where it's where there's not quite as much representation from across the organization. So Joe, with that said, I'd love to hear how you engaged from an operations perspective, those operational leaders, and what that looked like as it relates to your core team, or maybe the expansion of your core team as the project continued on its journey toward go live.
Yeah, so I think because of our such a small timeline, it really made us ensure that we took some of our folks who were right in the operations and brought them into the fold a little earlier. So a good example of this would be one of our program people who is really a boots on the ground, runs a lot of gymnastics and sports programs, engaging them early, getting them trained, and having them be a part of the UAT testing and really testing out a lot of the different build outs so that we could have a good representation of what it would look like from a traction rec standpoint and an operation standpoint. And I think that really, first of all, it helped get some buy-in on the frontline level, where they were hearing and seeing that some of the directors were involved. And we had that those full team meetings with some of the directors who are on the front lines to be involved earlier in the process, which I think gave them all a little bit of buy-in, and then they could understand exactly what we were going through the other months of the process from the build out standpoint. So that giving them a little bit more ownership earlier in the process also then helped us flush out some of those intricacies that we might, we did have to change a lot of our operations from programmatically and even membership based on, billing and things like that. And having them early in the process, I think, gave them a glimpse of what was in store, and also I think gave them an expertise during go live and, full rollout training.